Again, folks, I am, this is second part, I guess, if you want. Um, what to do when shit hits the fan. You know what I mean? Whatever will happen. Whether it be a gang attack, the government taking over, the Muslim situation. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over some ideas and different things to do in case such horrible things happen. God forbid, of course, but just in case. I already talked about this before. Everything I'm saying is a joke, a haha, a hee hee, not real. Uh, in Minecraft, it's airsoft training. It's nothing to worry about. So let's get started. First up, good footwear. Now, sneakers would typically be the best idea if you're in an urban area. However, I'm not in an urban area. I'm more or less in out here in the backwoods, which is why I have these big honking combat boots. They're pretty sure steel toe. Yeah, they're a little bit dusty. Haven't used them. I have them up in case the stuff happens, of course. But they certainly get the job done. They're interceptor boots. I mean, yeah, they look good. And so, yeah, they're slip resistant, oil resistant. Yeah, 1 9 yards. Damn, I didn't know they were that good, but yeah, you can get yourself a pair of interceptor boots or Wolverine boots or really any type of work boot, and that'll work just as fine. Bonus points if you have it in steel toe, because maybe sometimes you need to like kick something or kick someone's shit in, or maybe you just don't want a branch falling on your foot, stuff like that. Next up, tape. You can never have enough tape, whatever type of tape it'll be. Electrical tape, duct tape, grip tape, this tape, that tape, Gorilla tape, glue tape, this tape, that tape, whatever the fuck you want it to be. Tape is important, not just glue. Glue is whatever. Glue's, not very useful. I mean, you can use glue for a lot of things, but tape is important. Maybe you'll need to, like, I don't know, tape a wound shut, or fix a pipe, or maybe you want to attach a bayonet to your gun. You can just tape it with tape, of course. There's a lot of different uses for tape. Trust me, right? I'm not gonna go into all of them right now. Some illegal, some not. Some important, some not. So we'll just leave it at tape is important. Next up, door breaching utensils. Now, I showed before how to kick open a door, but maybe the door isn't liable to kick open, and maybe it needs some gentle persuasion. Like this axe I have here. Ye old Stumpy. As you can see, I can just plant this into the side of the door, keep hacking at it, and basically carve out the handle for the door, for the doorknob. And then you can just yank that out and then pull the door open. It's pretty simple. Aside from the parts where it's not so simple. And again, it's a good melee implement, like I talked about in the last video. And last but certainly not least, if you don't have a gun or some sort of melee implement, or you've lost it, firstly, how? Secondly, there's always, a good old bow. I have this big fat recurve bow right here. I also have a compound bow somewhere around here. And it's very simple. All you need is like a branch, a string, and bow. And of course, you can also make arrows out of basically anything. A chunk of rebar, a stick, a wooden plank, anything. Which makes bows and arrows, not effective, but pretty good if you have nothing else. Bonus points for crossbows if you're out here trying to be a Daryl Dixon and fucking slime out everyone like that. But it's whatever. It's important. Plus, it's silent too. So if you need to be super stealthy, sneaky, bow's your best bet. Of course, unless you have something like this tiny little pocket pistol that's in a low caliber, and you can just wrap a fucking sock around it, then it's also pretty quiet, but that's quieter. If you don't have a bow, you can just do what I did right there. By the way, that's illegal, so don't do that. I'm just telling you not to do that. And also, bonus points if you have some sort of wire cutter. This is a multi-tool right here. You got a pen, whatever you call this part in the back here. You got a hammer. You got the nail pull right there. You got a grip. And of course, you have wire cutters right here. Right there, see? Wire cutters. Because, if we're dealing with a military style takeover, they're probably going to put up a lot of forward operations bases, stuff like that. And what they come with? Wire. Sometimes you need to cut through wire, or, Maybe you want to cut a wire to a fuse box, or cut a wire to a truck, or a plane, or whatever may have you. Wires are very prevalent when dealing with freedom fighting. Oops. So, you gotta kind of have a wire cutter. I mean, at the very least, a scissor or a knife will do, but a specialized tool wouldn't hurt. That's it. Stay safe, folks.